shall be the day of Jezreel. So how does Peter address this? This is throughout the New Testament. Peter addresses the same exact thing in 1 Peter chapter 2. I want you to see who was not a people. Who did God say, you are not my people? Now, I think we should begin at verse 1 of Peter chapter 1 Peter. Who is the audience? Now, pay attention. Peter, an apostle of Jesus, to people where? Is Peter writing to the Christians or the believers in Judea? Watch. To those who are elect, chosen, elect exiles of the diaspora in Pontus, Galatia, the same people that Paul is writing to, Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia. So this is Peter's audience. Peter is not writing to Jews, or rather, he's not writing to Judeans. He's writing to God's people who are scattered in the Roman Empire. Now watch this. You get to chapter number 2. Because remember, if you are paying attention, Judah was never cast out of the house of God. Judah went into a short 70-year exile, then God returned her. She was never cast out of the house. Well, she was how do we say it? She was expelled for a moment, but God brought her back. But Israel never brought back. So now Peter comes here in chapter 2, and he says something very interesting. Verse number 9. Watch. But you, whoever he's writing to, but you are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people for his own possession. This is right out of Deuteronomy 7. This is what God said to the people of Israel at the beginning. But remember, he has already said, now, Israel, you're no longer my people, you're no longer my nation, that you may proclaim the excellencies of him who has called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. Once, you are not a people. When is it that they were not a people? Well, in Hosea chapter 1, when God said, you are not my people. Once you are not my people. But now you are God's people. So in the same place where it was said to them, you're not my people, now in Peter's day, God is saying, you are my people. Now they're experiencing mercy. Once you had not received mercy, but now you have received mercy. So the no mercy is now receiving mercy. What about the mercy then? The mercy is now receiving hardening. The mercy is now receiving outcasts at the time of Paul. Is this making sense, dear friends? Peter and Paul are in total agreement with Hosea and with all the other Old Testament prophets. The people who are not in agreement is you and I, for we do not know what they're talking about. Because for us, when we hear Gentile, we think American. When we hear Gentile, we think European. When we hear Gentile, we think African. When we hear Gentile, we think Chinese. When we hear Gentile, we think Latino. And so our theology is completely twisted up. Because Paul is not talking about Americans or British or Europeans or Africans or Chinese or Australians. Paul has no such people in view. For Paul and Peter, the Gentiles had not received mercy. They were not the people of God, but now they are the people of God. But the Gentiles are the northern kingdom of Israel. They are the ones who had lost their position as the people of God. They are the ones who had not received mercy. Judah, on the other hand, remained as the nation of God. They had received mercy. But then now they are saying in the present day, in the day of Jesus and Peter and Paul, because they are living in the same generation, the ones who had remained as the people of God are now outside. They're cast out. And the ones who had been cast out are now receiving mercy. And the ones who had remained in the house are now jealous of the ones who are being brought in. They are seeing Samaritan women. They are seeing Cappadocian people. They are seeing Galatian people. And they're like, this is not right. And they're not even circumcised. And now they are the people of God? No, that's not right. That's not right. and they are whining like toddlers. It's mine, it's mine, it's mine, and say it is supposed to be yours if you behave. If you humble yourself, it can be given to you. But so long as you're whining, it will not be given to you. So long as you are complaining, it will not be given to you. Just like it was in the wilderness. Whining. You will not receive it. You will die in the desert. But if you calm down and say, wait a minute, I didn't deserve it to begin with. And those who have been given is not because they deserved it. It's the grace of God. So I begin to thanking God for them that have received it. And I begin to say, God, have mercy on me. And God says, that's what I've been waiting for. You can have it too. So, Kennedy, does that answer your question on verse number 28 of Romans 11? I hope it does.